guys, Ethan here from Co-Create Today, where we're taking your mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance. So today I just want to talk about actually where you are is because of all the no's, and how silence actually says a lot more than you think. I'm saying this because uh, so many of us are so used to saying too much and focusing on what you are saying rather than what you are not saying. Now that's kind of new for a lot of people because they're so used to being able to feel input in, and when there's an awkward pause, they have to say something to release some like anxiety or some pressure. But if we can connect with each other and actually like be around each other comfortably, the silence is actually something that can bond each one another very, very well. And I know this from experience. My roommate and I sometimes we'll just go out and neither of us will say a word. And like as I'll get conscious of it sometimes, and I'm like thinking of, oh, what should I say? What should I say? And I'm like, actually, the silence isn't that bad. I feel like the silence gives you an opportunity to really stop thinking of something outside of you and start thinking more of what's inside you. So instead of filling that awkward silence with like sound and words, letting that go and going inside to really release whatever's holding or distracting me in thoughts. Now, I'm not saying that you should be silent all the time. I'm trying to point out that silence is actually a very crucial counterpart in communication. And whether you're silent all during like certain like conversations, or you're silent whenever topics arise, it really depends on the like situation. Now, when I talk about what like you don't say is like a real part of why and how you got to where you are, is basically kind of like exemplifying how when you say no to something, it's an equal uh, like equal reaction as if you were saying yes. And the thing that I want to point out is when you say no, that's a decision as well. And when you can push yourself away from bad like habits and things that are holding you back, it's going to lead you into a more divine life path that's more aligned with you. And what you don't say is actually can get you farther and more efficiently to where you want to be. And I know that for fact, because when I'm trying to let someone know who is available and tell them a little about the business that I'm trying to create, there's a lot of things that I should not talk about, because when I bring up certain conversations, it's going to create a level of like questioning. It's going to arise a few things that should and needed to be answered. Now, by solely not bringing certain things up and not talking about stuff, you really take away a lot of questions that should not be answered immediately. And when we can really like throw out all the bad stuff that we don't want to bring up quite yet, and really talk about things that are of value and something that can bring about the best in one another, you're really gonna like help your odds into creating connection. And just think about it, like, let's say like I just met you and then I told you like, um, yeah, when I was 6 years old, uh, like, I don't know, I saw my dog explode, or something stupid like that, and it, it like raises questions, and the goal is to not raise any immediate questions, because immediate questions are something that um, really need to be answered like immediately, because without that you're not going to be able to go any farther without getting too skeptical, and that's what we're trying to avoid is skepticism, because that's a lack of information, and the only way to avoid a lack of information is not giving them that first initial information. So I hope you guys kind of can understand that and wrap your hand and your thoughts about that. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you later. Thanks, guys.